the 80s podcast. We were going to do big business this week, but our friend who loves big business as much as I do was not able to make it. So I think we're going to postpone that till next week. And me and my friend Brandon here, we're just going to kind of talk about movies and shows that we're watching at the moment or that we like or don't like. We're going to go through our Netflix. I got a free month of Netflix, so we're going to go through and talk about stuff on there and HBO Go, whatever, because it's new movie time because it's the beginning of the month. I just realized that. I didn't even realize it was time to pay the rent. So,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's cool. That means Amazon and HBO Go and all of them will have their new movies up. But it sucks HBO Go, they don't have like a new releases, so you have to go through their whole catalog to see if they put anything new out. So I don't know. They've
Yeah.
got Back to the Future movies and
One
The
well,
Alien movies.
one thing about like Netflix, they've got the little bell notification system, kind
Yeah.
of like YouTube, and you can see stuff, but it only shows stuff that's on your shows stuff that you already have on your list. And then if you so I'm sure that stuff that you're watch that shows up on your Netflix is not the same that shows up on mine.
No,
'Cause it'll
it's
show.
not. It's not. And a lot of it depends on what you watch. Like Chris gets
Yeah, I
all
wish
the
it.
like Rick and Morty and all the cartoons I don't like Family Guy, like all that stuff shows up on his, but it doesn't on mine. Like mine will be like
Well,
My
Rick
Little
and Morty.
Pony and
Yeah.
well, I'm talking about Hulu. I don't know if
Oh, Hulu. Yeah.
yeah, because we just got Netflix. Like he got it last night. I got up today and he said we have Netflix for a month because he got it. I'm gonna try and maybe watch as much crap as I can before we get rid of it. That's what I do
Yeah,
with
you
all these
should. I
things.
was thinking about getting rid of it. Oh, did you hear about that? What was it? There was like some child porn. No, I don't know if it's child porn, but it was like underage kids masturbating on Netflix.
What?
Yeah.
Like it's a TV show?
Yeah, a TV show or a movie. I'm not sure. I
How
can't
are they
remember what it
allowed to do
was.
that without going to jail?
Well, I think they're getting it. They're in trouble. They're reported. I hope.
What the heck? How could they do
I'm
that
not
though?
sure
I
what it
don't
was.
understand a company as big as Netflix. I know that they
Was
hired
it?
Ob
I'm pretty sure it was a Netflix original. I'm not sure what the name of the movie was, or I think it was a movie. And it was like, I guess there was like a two kids that were under 10. I'm not sure how old. I can't remember how old they were, but one of them was like masturbating.
Did they not know that they were underage or something? Is that one of the, is it like a Tracy Lords thing where they're just now finding
No,
out?
they're like under 10 years old. They're under 10.
What the fuck?
There's no way they could have known.
I don't see how that got on Netflix.
I think they were in their they had their clothes on, but it's like still
That's still
that
gross.
I
It's
know,
still
but
child pedo
it's like the kids. It's like it's not like it was a cartoon and it's like no
Right.
kids were involved. These are actual kid actors that they had doing this. So it's like it really is messed up.
It is messed up. So what's going to happen? Nothing. They'll pay
I
a
don't
fine or
probably
something and move on with their
probably
life.
yeah, and then those kids will be screwed up the rest of their lives.
Oh, I'm sure. I heard that Netflix, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I heard that they're making like out of all these like little services, they're the ones making the most money. Which in some
Oh,
ways I don't know why. In some ways I think Hulu's better.
yeah. Actually, I like Hulu better too. But then they quit. I used to do the free, or I only had a free version account, and then you can't watch anything. You might be able to watch like the first episode for free. Still, I'm not sure, but it's like I'm not gonna pay that if I'm paying for Netflix and I'm paying for Amazon Prime. I'm not gonna do Hulu too.
Right. That's why we got rid of Netflix because Chris wanted to watch stuff that was on Hulu. And I saw Hulu had like Pinky and the Brain and Tiny Toons and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And Netflix, I think they have really good cartoons. Like their kid selection's really good. I want to watch Spirit, but there's like 5 seasons of it. I don't know if I have time before we lose it for a
which
month.
one?
But
What is that about the horse?
yeah, it's supposed to be good. It looks good. I like the movie from like 2002. I thought the movie was good, but I just don't have time to watch all this stuff either. And so I was getting my queue down on Hulu, and I thought when I get done with this shows I want to watch on Prime, I might get Netflix back. But I don't like their business practices. And I think it's crappy too. It used to be so cheap and the price just keeps going up, up, up. So they can fund all these Netflix originals. It's like some
How
of them
much?
are good, but
How much are you paying for Netflix?
nothing now. We're just got a free month.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Well,
said. When I we
Okay.
had it last time, it was like I think like 10 or 11 a month. Well, we had the more expensive plan, and then I bumped it down to the cheaper plan.
Oh, so yeah, if you do the cheapest one, it's where you can only like if you're watching it on your computer, someone else can't be on another computer watching it.
Right. That's why Chris said that the other version was better and the quality looked better too.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, it's supposed to be it has more I
It's
don't
high
know. It's
definition.
yeah, yeah. For our TV or
Yeah,
whatever, it's
yeah, I
better.
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I can't really either. I don't care that much about that stuff. Like people
We
bitch.
I know I know you guys have your computer monitor is much better quality than mine. Mine's like just like a 90 or an $89 widescreen monitor, and so it's whatever the lowest quality is for that price. That's probably what I have. And so, but I can't really tell a difference. It's like if I'm at an angle, if it's like live action, like if it's cartoon, it doesn't affect it. But if it's or anime, I don't notice it. But if it's live action, and I'm off to the side, the picture will go dark in some areas.
Right. Yeah, it's like people
Where
complain
you're
about stuff that comes out on Blu-ray. I was gonna get a copy, try to get a copy of The Rose, that Bette Midler movie, because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I guess the bonus features have her talking on it, and I was kind of surprised they got her. It seems like she would be expensive, but people were saying, "Oh, the transfer is not that good. It's like it's on a DVD." And I thought, yeah, like who cares? I've watched like really, really shitty VCR transfers that people put on YouTube of things that you can't see any other way. And I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I just want to be able to see it.
yeah, I think that the whole the high def beyond high definition, like regular high definition, it doesn't matter. It doesn't improve it any for me. Well, you have bad eyesight. Your eyesight's just as bad as mine.
Yeah,
But it's like you can only upgrade it so much before it becomes you don't even notice it's getting
right.
better.
Well, remember we went to Sue's party and she had the TV on and she was watching something and it looked like it was filmed by the BBC or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like it looked
it
like
was
a
like
soap opera
yeah,
quality. I hate that.
yeah.
They're like, "Oh, it
It's
looks real clear." And I remember my aunt was talking about that. She got like a better TV than the one she used to have. And she was watching her soap operas and she goes, "Man, some of those people just look so old. You could see every wrinkle in their face." And it's like, yeah, you imagine the black and white movies where they put all the makeup on
oh
everybody and
yeah.
people were like 40 acting like they were 16, like Mary Pickford and stuff. Like, there's no way like that shit would have worked if it was like high definition. I
Yeah,
just I don't care that much about it as long as you can see it.
it's better. It's better than like old, like the old TVs, like even from like the early 2000s. It
Yeah.
looks better than that. But it's like after a certain point, it doesn't matter how much you improve it. You're not going to be able to notice it unless you have like
Right.
cybernetic implants or something. Maybe in the
Right.
future, when everyone does have, if like in the future, eventually, I think most people, instead of getting like LASIK, just get like a
Yeah,
cybernetic implant.
probably
I mean,
will.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And so then maybe you will need some high tech like ultra 4K definition, but it's like most people can't really tell the difference. And if they say they can, they're lying.
Right.
I
Yeah.
really believe it's the only reason it looks better is because it says it's better, or
Right.
you've been told it's better. Because I bet you could tell somebody, oh yeah, it's like ultra high definition, 180 frames per second, or whatever the thing is, and no one and the only people that were like, yeah, I can tell the difference. But I bet if you showed them something that was a lower quality, they wouldn't even know as long as they thought it was the high quality, they would not be able to tell the difference.
Right. Did you ever
After a
see
certain,
Oh, go ahead.
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, looking at these HBO movies, you've told me that you've seen that movie The Temp, haven't you? It's new on there, and Lara Flynn Boyle.
Oh yes,
Like,
yeah, I've seen it.
was that any
Well,
good?
yeah,
It's new on here.
she's a secretary. Yeah, it's a movie from like the 90s, I think.
Yeah, 93. So it's one of these where she's a nut, kind of
Yeah,
like
she's like
those
a secretary.
James Spader
Yeah,
movies, like where he'd
yeah,
get with some chick and she'd try to kill him or something. Okay, I'll
yeah,
put it on my
she's
watch
like
list.
you'd like it. She's like a secretary. She's his like temp for the secretary temp, and then She seems completely normal, and then as the movie go progresses, you find out that she's
Nut.
not. Yeah, she's pretty nuts,
Okay, cool. I put
like
it.
psychopath nuts.
Have you
And
seen the
it's like
Tales? Oh, go ahead.
all I was gonna say was that everything that they think they know about her is a complete lie.
Okay,
Like her,
cool.
she
Yeah,
has.
I'll watch it.
I
Have you?
don't want to tell you too much to so it's
Yeah,
ruined,
it's
but
only a 93-minute movie, so it won't be too long. Have you seen Tales from the Dark Side, the movie? I've never seen it. There's a creepy gremlin-y looking creature on
I think
the
I have.
picture.
I think it's like it's not one. It's not like one story. I think it's broken. It's kind of like. Have you ever seen Tales from the Hood?
No.
Oh, you
It's like
haven't?
Creep Show.
Yeah, it's like there's several. There's like I'm pretty sure the Tales from the Crypt, the movie, because I've seen it, so many of them. They all kind of blend together. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like multiple stories
Yeah, it
that
says
they.
Tales from Stephen King and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Is that the movie? What was the movie where that guy got decapitated in the helicopter? It was Jennifer Jason Leigh's father. Like he died. Like he was an actor too, and it was in the 80s. And
Oh, in
yeah,
real
this
life he did.
yeah, and there's some kid got killed too. They were up in there was like a helicopter crash or something. If you look up move like real life movie deaths, it's like the number one, like the most horrifying
Oh
thing.
wow.
Like yeah, I think it was like Steven Spielberg even had something to do with it, or some big director. It wasn't Tales from the
Oh.
Dark Side, I don't think. It was something else because it was in the 80s when this
Oh,
happened, but I don't remember. But yeah, her father was one of the actors in that, and he got killed, and it was pretty awful.
weird.
But yeah, there's that list, and it's
Yeah,
pretty horrifying because there's this
yeah.
woman.
I've never even heard about that.
Yeah, there's this woman that died in the 20s in the Civil War movie that they made, and they made it. I don't
Or
remember
she
where it was made.
burned to death in
Yeah,
her
that's
dress.
yes, it's horrifying, and you can't even find the movie anymore. I'm like, I want to see the movie, but back then the fabric
They
that they
just keep
used was so
filming. They just
flammable, it was
and
up in
back then they
smoke.
just keep filming it and then they'd put it in the movie anyway.
Well, they didn't do that. The co-star got burned too. He tried to put the dress out, and he burned his hands and had like second, third degree burns.
There's
He
like
lived
a
though. She
there's
didn't.
a here in Fayetteville. You've heard of Walker Cemetery, right?
No.
Well, there's a cemetery called Walker Cemetery, and there's like a Walker House. I don't know if they're founding member or founding people in Fayetteville, but anyway, they're like big names in Fayetteville back during the Civil War. I think it was like during the Civil War time, or maybe shortly after, sometime around early days of Fayetteville. And so that's what happened to her. She was like tending the fire on her wedding day and burned to death. And it's like now they're like people have seen ghosts of a woman in a black dress in that area. And
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
supposedly Jason Keith and I think it was Jason Keith and Karen, one of them ha- had either took a photo and there was like an image in the photo.
Oh
I think it
yeah.
was, but I'm not sure if it was them or not. But somebody I know, but I'm pretty sure it was Jason that was telling me about it. So I don't know if it was his mom or if it was one of her friends. But there were someone that Jason knew had had taken a picture and there was an image that could have been the
Woman.
ghost, but it could have just been a smudge on the lens too. You never
Yeah.
know.
What else? There's another movie on here I was gonna ask you about. Now I can't. Oh, have you ever seen War Games with Ali Sheedy and Matthew Broderick?
Oh yeah,
Is that any good?
um, yeah. Actually, it's pretty good.
You guys like Waterworld. I've never seen it. That's on here too.
Oh yeah, I like Waterworld.
So what
Oh,
is it? Basically just like a world that where like the ice caps melt and we're in
yeah, it's like
water.
the future. Basically, yeah, it's a future where the global warming happened. Basically, the ice caps melted. Basically, no, everybody lives on boats basically, and so the main character is Kevin Costner, and so he's like a mutant. He's like he can breathe underwater. I think he has gills in his neck, and so he lives on a boat, but then he can go hunting. He like basically is a treasure hunter, and he'll swim down and get stuff and then sell it. but the thing that's most valuable is like dirt. And what he does basically, his little thing is he'll just go swim down to the bottom of the ocean, grab some dirt, and put it in a pot, and then sell it to people.
Oh yeah. Why did critics hate
That's that
that
same
movie
thing.
so much? I remember when
I
it
don't
came
know.
out, it seemed like, but everybody I know that's seen it likes it.
Oh, I know.
I've never
Everyone
seen
I've
it,
seen it.
but
Everyone that has seen it that I've talked to, everybody. If you like sci-fi, you'll like it. Maybe it's because it's there. People are just mad because Dance of the Wolves was like super long and boring. And I think if you haven't seen Dance of the Wolves, it's a good
I've
movie to
s-
see.
I've seen it. I
But
was
it's
in
not.
junior high. I
But
don't
it's not
remember
something
it.
you probably did. You have were forced to watch it at school.
God, I was forced
They
to
made
watch it at
us.
home.
Oh, they
Like
made us
my
watch it at school. But I think like Dance of the Wolves was overhyped. It was because it was a good movie, but it wasn't some movie that you could watch. Like when you're a kid, you want to watch a movie. Like most movies that kids like, they want to watch them over and over. And Dance
Mhm.
of the Wolves isn't a type of movie that you can do that with, where you just watch it
Right.
over and over.
Well, remember they sold it at McDonald's? Do you remember that? They
Yeah,
used to sell
yeah,
VHS
we
tapes.
got it. We
Yeah,
got it.
we
We
did
got the
too.
copy.
And I got a copy for my aunt, and she came to stay with us at Christmas time. And I was off school, and this girl came and stayed the night with me, and she was kind of nerdy and wanted to. And I had all these movies too. I had like good movies, and I had Batman and Batman Returns, and I don't even remember what else. But I wanted to watch like Batman Returns, and I got outvoted. Like everybody, Dad, all of them wanted to watch Dances with Wolves, and I was just like, God, this is freaking boring. And I didn't cross stitch or anything back then, so there was nothing to make the
Yeah,
time go. And I didn't care. I'd
it
probably
did.
like it
I
now. If
like.
I watched
No,
it now,
I
I'd
bet
probably
you
like it.
would. I bet you would
But
like
back
it.
then, I had no interest in that shit. I just thought it was boring, and I wanted to watch anything like that. I remember we went to see oh God, Amistad and the drive-in, and I remember thinking that was the most boring piece of crap. But if I watched it now, I might like it. But back
But
then, I had no
that's
interest in it.
anyway. That's why I think Waterworld was bad because there are movies like Kevin Costner did all those like Dance of Wolves was a long and slow movie, but it was
Mm,
good and it was showed you that's probably how the Native Americans were actually treated back in the day.
mhm,
And I think they did a good. He did a good job in that, but it was so long and slow it hurt his other movies like The Postman. Have you ever seen that?
no.
It's all his movies that are good are kind of long and
I
boring.
haven't really seen many of his
But
movies, to be honest. I
and
watched
it's
that one
like,
you told me was good a few weeks ago, Mr. Brooks, and I liked that, and the critics didn't
oh
like
yeah,
that either. But that was
I
a
know
serial
there's
killer
some.
movie,
Well,
so
there's something. I think that Kevin some like the mainstream Hollywood, they don't. Kevin Costner, I don't think is part of that,
not
but
anymore. He was
because
big, like he was
his
big deal.
his all his movies are pretty good. Like what was it? Have you ever seen Prince of Thieves?
No,
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
nope.
That is good. That is a good movie.
That's why I said I've hardly
But it's
seen any
not.
of
That's
his
the thing.
movies.
That's the thing. That's why because of Dance of the Wolves. Because Dance of the Wolves is slow and it's just a long stretch out movie. I think they could have done the movie or made it made it shorter, or made it just so it doesn't stretch out so long and get the
Hmm.
same message across and have
Right.
more action in it. Where Dance of the Wolves is not, it isn't. It might be a long movie too. I can't remember, but there's a lot of action. If you like action movies, you like Robin Hood. It's like you like medieval type movies. You would like. It's like you'd like. I think you'd like Robin Hood,
Yeah, I'd
Prince of
probably I like the
Thieves.
old Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, the one from the 30s or 40s, whenever it came out. I think late 30s.
Uh,
Oh, Stephen King's It, the old It, is on Hulu. And I almost want to watch that again. I like the first part of it. I didn't like when they were
I
adults
think it's on
though.
Netflix too. I think it or not Netflix on Amazon
Prime.
Prime.
Yeah, I think it is too.
So I
Stargate's on
remember seeing
here.
it.
I only
Oh
went to see that
yeah,
because it had James Spader in it. I didn't really care about the
yeah. I
story.
watched. It's like the movie. I don't like. Okay, I've liked the movie originally, and then Stargate SG-1 came out, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I was like, that's so stupid. The movie was. I thought the movie. I really liked the movie, and then they came out with Stargate SG-1. I thought it was so stupid because Stargate and the SG stand for the same Stargate. Stargate. That's what it basically. And I was like, that's the stupidest name I've ever heard. And I still don't. I still think the name Stargate SG1 is stupid, but the show is awesome. Like the Stargate
Mm.
SG1, the actual show is actually really good. And it made. And then I've gone back and watched the movie. I don't like the movie as much as I originally did. The movie's a pretty good movie, but compared to the show, the movie sucks.
Really?
Where,
The
where
show,
most
the movie came first too, didn't
I
it?
know where most of the time it's the movies.
But no
It's
James
like
Spader.
right,
That's
but
the
but
downfall.
usually the shows based on movies are never as good as the movie. Where
Right.
Stargate SG1 is actually better than the movie. It's like if you like the movie, you would like the show, I'm sure. And the guy that plays
Well, I wasn't crazy about the movie. I like James Spader.
well
That's what I liked about the
but
movie. He
and
looked
it's
good
like
in it.
that's what I don't understand. It's like you're such a big fan of James Spader, but you don't like Blacklist.
No, and he's old and annoying in that.
I think I
I thought
like
it was
Blacklist.
dumb. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, there are cheesy parts to it, but overall, I think it's a good show. Shows you
Oh
how
no, they
government
took
works.
Sleepers off. I was gonna watch that, and now it's not on here anymore. Have you ever
Oh,
seen that?
is that the one with Keith Sutherland and Julia Roberts?
No. Are you thinking of Flatliners?
Oh yeah,
S-
yeah, okay, yeah.
Sleepers has Jason Patrick, Brad Pitt, Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro. They grew up in Hell's Kitchen, where loyalty means everything.
Oh, is that the one where they
I don't know.
Let
I've
me
never
think.
seen it.
Is that the one where they like go to is it Kevin Bacon in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have seen that.
Is it good?
And yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. But but Robert De Niro's I think he's the priest, and and it's like the priest isn't the child molester.
Oh wow, that's unusual.
I know.
Well, here's the thing. Usually when Prime gets rid of something, it'll go to Netflix or one or Hulu or something. Oh, the Stepfather's on here now. Is it the old Stepfather that we rented when I was a kid that scared everyone, or the shitty remake? Oh, it's the old Stepfather. Did
That's
you
what
ever see
I think.
Stepfather?
No,
Really? It's from the 80s. Like he's like a nut. Like we rented it for a party, a slumber
was
party at my
Julia Roberts
house.
in it?
No, like a bunch of nobodies are in it. Terry O'Quinn and Jill Sloan. After
Yeah, I guess
murdering
I
his
haven't seen
entire
it.
family, a man remarries a widow with a teenage daughter in another town and prepares to do it all over again. And the sequel has what's her face in it, Meg Foster, that we met at the
Hmm.
HorrorCon from They Live. She played the
Yeah,
wife in the second movie. Second movie's pretty much the same as that one from what I remember. He just goes to another town. I don't know if
I
it's a
think
different guy or
I remember
what.
seeing previews of the newer version, but
Yeah, I'm sure it
I
was
don't think I've seen
crap.
it.
They haven't made one of those horror movie remakes that was better than the original. I don't think any of them were. Like everyone I have not liked as much as the ones from the 70s or 80s.
So I
Maybe
think
if
that. Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. I was to say maybe if they remade Leprechaun or something, they could do a better job. But like all
Yeah,
the other things
As
Sony
long as they
did.
have Warwick Davis play Leprechaun, I think it would be all right.
Have you ever seen
Cause
this? The Company of Wolves? What the hell? This is from the 80s. I've never even
no,
heard of this. A teenage girl in a country manor falls asleep while reading a magazine and has a disturbing dream involving wolves prowling the woods below her bedroom window. And it's got Angela Lansbury in it. I have
no,
never
I
even
haven't
heard
seen
of
it.
this. It looks kind of cool. I'm going to put it on my watch list.
Might be good. It's like
Yeah.
have you ever seen Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?
No, I've got that on downloaded. Um,
I
Mosk
actually
kind
like
of
that. I
lectured
actually
me
like
because
that.
I hadn't seen that. Him and Mike both gave me a hard time, and I'm like, yeah, no, I need to
I
see
liked
it.
it.
I'll
It's
probably
like
like it too.
even
It's
I know
Disney.
it's not like Murder She Wrote.
No,
It's
no.
like that's all I really know her from is Bed Knobs and Broomsticks and Murder She Wrote. And
Yeah.
if I only knew about Bed or Murder She Wrote, I would be like, I'll never watch that. And so that's probably why you haven't seen it because Angela Lansbury, when you think of her, you think, oh, Murder She Wrote,
Well, I think of Beauty and
and
the
it,
Beast.
oh, is she in that?
Yeah, she did the voice of Mrs. Potts.
Oh, yeah,
Sang all kinds of
the Disney
songs in it.
version. I was thinking the
Yeah.
TV show. I
Oh
was thinking the
no.
TV show first.
No. Oh, have you seen Humanoids from the Deep? That's from
No.
the 80s. Scientific experiments backfire and produce horrific mutations, half man, half fish, which terrorize a small fishing village by killing men and raping women. Actually, you know what? I think I've seen this before. I think I downloaded it. It wasn't very good. Vic Morrow, he's in it. That is Jennifer Jason Leigh's dad that
Oh,
died.
it's the one that died in the helicopter. That were they
Yes.
in the helicopter or were they out or the helicopter crashed into them and then they got that's
I'm
how
not sure. You'd have to look it up. I know somebody got decapitated though.
I wonder
So,
if if it crashed and they were trying to get out and the blades are still spinning.
yeah, it might have been something like that. I'm not sure.
That's bizarre. That'd be pretty scary
It would
to
be
see that
scary.
happen.
Doesn't look like they've added a whole lot of movies on Prime that I could
But
give a crap about.
this is what I think is going on. So they get a contract to for the rights of a particular movie and they only have it for so long before it expires and then one of the other streaming services um either outbids them or um gets access to it after they do.
Yeah, they do because but then some of the movies like hardly ever show up though. Like there's certain movies that you just will never see on these streaming sites. I was surprised Big Business was on the Cinemax one because I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never seen Outrageous Fortune on any of these. At least any of
Well,
the
I
ones
know.
we have. Ruthless People was on Hulu for a little while, but just
Can
certain
you
movies
buy?
for
Well, I think some of them they want you to either rent them or buy them. Like a lot of movies on Amazon, you can only buy them. They won't let. It's like like most of their movies that aren't Prime movies, you can rent, but then there's some that you can only buy. So you have to pay like $19 to see them.
seeing. I
If it's
think
a
that's
relatively if it's a new release, if it just first comes out, then you can rent it. But if it's a few months, if it's after so many months, it'll only be available to buy. And then if you buy it, it seems like whenever if I buy a movie, I've bought several movies on Amazon, and if you buy it, then it'll be available to rent,
yeah.
like just within a couple weeks.
I usually just buy a physical copy. I like to have like a real copy of it because if
I
something
know because
happened,
they can delete it if they decide like let's say something
right.
like there's some scandal with some actor in the movie, then they might that movie might be deleted from the from your library because I
Well,
know they did that with Amazon did that with on Kindle. I can't remember what the book was, or it might have been more than one book, but several people had bought a particular book, and then it was deleted off everybody's Kindles.
well, I didn't see when I was searching through Netflix. I didn't see House of Cards. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, but I didn't see it. Like usually that's their big draw is, ooh, we've got House of
Oh, I bet you
Cards.
can look it up. I bet if
Yeah,
you looked it up,
yeah.
it might be on there.
So what are they gonna do with that? Are they gonna like kill him off or something? You know, that really pisses me off. Like that he had to be a scumbag like that and ruin that show because that was a good show. And now we're not ever gonna know what happened unless they do what they're doing with Roseanne and they just say, "Hey, we're gonna kill his character
Yeah, I
off." But
don't.
then
I wonder
that
if
wouldn't.
that how
I
that's
don't
going
want
to
to watch
work.
his wife. I don't care that much about her on the show. I mean,
I bet
she's
they'll.
fun with him,
I bet
but
they'll do at least one season without him, and then it'll either if it
make it or
does well,
break
they'll
it.
continue. Yeah, and I think that's what it's going to happen with Roseanne too. I think that they'll do one season and then if it does well it'll continue if it doesn't because I know there'll be a bunch of people that'll intentionally they won't bother to watch it because so I bought Roseanne on Amazon
Oh
just to
yeah,
watch
I didn't
it
know you were that
and
big a fan.
well it wasn't very expensive it was like I don't know if it was on sale but it wasn't that expensive it was cheaper than most TV shows
Or they do
like
what they
most
did
TV
when
shows.
Cosby got in trouble. They like knock the price down to almost nothing because they don't want to be associated with Roseanne anymore.
Well, no, this is when it first came out. I bought
Oh,
it before it
okay.
was like after when it just had two episodes. Let's see, I've only watched the first four episodes. So I've got there was 9 episodes, so I've got um 5 episodes or I've got four or more episodes to go. So I've watched the first five, or no, I've watched the first four. So I've got five more episodes to go. And but it's not it wasn't oh, and it was good, it was all right but it wasn't good enough for me. I've bought the entire season but it wasn't good enough for me to continue watching it because
Yeah.
when I first bought it, only the first two were out. That's what it was, and so I was just watching them as they were released. And so since the fourth episode, Becky was lying about how old she was so she could be a surrogate mother,
Oh, yeah.
but then her eggs are dried up, so she didn't wasn't able to.
Oh, you're talking about the new Roseanne. I thought you were talking about
Oh
the
yeah,
old one.
oh yeah. The old. I don't know. The old one was on there. Let's see. If okay, all the season 1 through 9 are all on Prime still. They're not gonna take that off. People like it too much.
Right.
And it's like that's what makes me wonder. I think they'll do one episode. They're supposed to change. Or it's supposed to be the Connors, I guess, or supposedly. I don't know if it's just in the works and they're trying to do this, or if it's been official yet. But they're supposed to do be just the show without Roseanne, and it's going to be called the Connors or something.
Yeah, you were
But I
telling me
don't
that,
know.
and then
I
Mosky
don't know
told
if
me that
it'll do that.
they're
I
gonna
don't know if how well it will do.
I don't think
I
it
don't.
will. Like, who's gonna just want to watch? I mean, the name of the show is
I mean,
Roseanne. How well is that gonna do? They call it the Connors. Like
I don't know.
Roseanne.
It
Aw.
might do well. It might do well because the fans of Roseanne, people that actually like the show, they don't just like it because she's not in every scene, and
Right,
so
but
it's like,
still, it's her
so it might be
show.
good. It might do well or good enough, but I don't know if it'll be good enough to have more than just that one season. And if it does, that'd be cool. But the thing is, I think it'll be I think it will happen. It'll be like an anti-Trump show, and no one will like it. Or the people, because the people that don't like Roseanne now aren't going to like the Connors even less.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
only the people that like Roseanne would be even bothered to watch it. And so the people that are real big in Roseanne, and then all the people that are like, oh, she's for Trump, and then they're like, we're not going to watch that if Roseanne's not on it, and so they're not going to watch it. So they'll only be like hardcore Roseanne the show fans of the show, not necessarily fans of the actress. They'll watch it, but it's like how many of those people are there that really love the show, but are going to continue to watch it without Roseanne in it? I don't think
Right.
very many. And there might be some people that are that'll watch it just because she's not on it, but they're not going to be loyal fans. Or they'll watch maybe one or two episodes. They're like, well,
Yeah.
and it's like they're not going to watch it. That maybe the first episode I think will do really well because all the people that are anti Roseanne and all the people that are fans of Roseanne, they'll all watch it, and then after that, everyone will drop out, and only the hardcore fans of the show will continue to watch it.
Yeah. I wasn't really a big fan of the original Roseanne. It was like one of those things. If nothing else was on, maybe I would watch it. But
Yeah, I watched it, but back when it was on, all we could get was ABC because
right.
I didn't have cable.
Well, that's how it was when we moved to Arkansas and we didn't have cable anymore. Till we got cable again, we only got
You could still get
ABC.
ABC. Did you get PBS? We could get when we
No,
first moved
we didn't
here.
get P. We
When
got one channel.
when
Oh,
I first
sometimes we got CBS too.
uh, when I first moved here, all they had, or I don't even know if there were any broadcast show or channels other than PBS and ABC. So when we first got moved here, all we could get was PBS, and then I'm not sure when it's like I was playing with the TV and I found ABC and it was like I was like awesome, we got ABC, but we couldn't get any other station. Sometimes on Saturday mornings, like real early in the morning, we could get NBC and it'd be, or sometimes we could get ABC from or Channel 8 from Tulsa. We could get that sometimes, but it would only in the morning, like on early in the morning, and we could watch cartoons on that weren't on Fayetteville or Channel 29 here in Fayetteville,
Mhm.
and so we could watch that. But it'd be all staticky, and you'd have to be holding on to the antenna,
Yeah, that stinks.
and then we could get or we could get NBC sometimes because I remember watching the A Team, and it's like I was had to stand next to the TV holding onto the antenna, and we could watch it. But as soon as I let go, it would like go all static, and so it was basically just ABC. And then, but I think I was in ninth grade, and then we got CBS and Fox, and Fox came in pretty good but CBS was like kind of came in, but it was still staticky. But Fox came in awesome, and then CBS started coming in a little better. But at the time, you could, the same company could not own more than one station that was on cable. I'm not sure what the thing was, but it's like if the person that owned Fox also owned the CBS affiliate, and so they only allowed CBS on cable. And so I remember only people that had cable didn't even know Fox existed. And so I remember I would record like The Simpsons and stuff, and I'd share it with my friends so they could watch The Simpsons.
Mhm.
And it was kind of cool that I was able to watch this. I knew about The Simpsons and nobody else did. I thought anyway.
Have you ever heard of The Legend of Snow White? It's a cartoon. It looks kind of like anime, but I don't think
It's
it
on
is.
Netflix.
It's on Amazon Prime. It got bad reviews, but sometimes the people give stuff bad reviews because it's not just like the original Snow White and stuff like that, because it's like a
Oh, it's
different
yeah,
version of it.
it's like a ripoff of Disney Snow White.
Yeah, it's a cartoon though, and I think it said it was subtitled. The anime, it says it's an anime, and it looks kind
Oh,
of
it might be.
anime-y.
Well, I know there's a lot
It
of
might be
this
good
is what
though.
it might be. Have you ever? There's a Little Mermaid, or yeah, I think it's a Little Mermaid from like the 70s, and it's
Yeah,
anime, and it
yeah,
is almost exactly like
the Disney
Disney's, except
version.
there's no music, or if there is, I can't remember if there's music. There's not the music from the Disney movie, and Ariel has blonde hair instead of
Yeah, I've
red
seen
hair.
the posters for
But
that. I've never watched it.
She has a little friend, friend that's a fish, and it's almost the exact same movie. Disney, it's like they didn't just redo the movie from the original story of Little Mermaid. They actually copied the anime, and same with the what is it of the Lion King. It is there. It's like was it Simba the white lion? There anyway.
Yeah,
The Lion King is
he's
completely ripped
orange.
off too. Almost all yeah, I know when the Lion King is, but Simba, I think it was Simba the White Lion or something. There's a Lion King movie that's an anime that's almost exactly like the Disney version. All of Disney's movies are not all of them, but all the ones from the 90s and 80s, all their animated versions are ripoffs of other animated version stories of basically the same story. Like, and even there is a movie like Frozen is a ripoff of the Snow Queen. Because
Yeah,
Frozen
I
is
knew
based,
that.
but
Frozen
it's like
sucked.
there's a movie called I don't know if it was on Netflix or Amazon, I can't remember, but there's a movie called The Snow Queen, and it's almost it's very similar to the Frozen. I mean, it's a little different because it's like the queen is the bad guy, and it's like the girl is trying to rescue her I don't know if they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but her friend has been brainwashed by the Snow Queen, and
Mhm.
there's a little troll instead of the little snowman that helps him out. It's a little troll that helps him out.
Uh-huh. Oh, your Kung Fu show is on here. It's on
Oh yeah,
Prime.
I saw that.
Remember when you couldn't find that? Like we first met, half these shows weren't available, and now
Oh,
you
I
can get them
know.
on streaming.
Well,
It's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
you can only go do it through like a movie
Yeah, through Club.
yeah, movie club. So I was buying all the episodes of Kung Fu. I don't know if I had the whole series, but I had quite a few. I remember I was able to sell them all on eBay because eBay was relatively new back then too, and so I was able to I was able to watch them and then sell them on eBay, and I pretty much more or less made my money back.
That's cool.
I didn't make any money. I mean, I didn't make any money, but
Didn't
it
lose
was
any either.
no.
That's how I feel about my books. I usually like read them and I'll sell them back if they're worth anything, or I'll put them on paperback swap. So I'm always got a book. I
And
just
it's like
got
back, yeah,
I just
yeah,
got a
back.
good deal on eBay. I went through and I told you about the Garfield, like finding Garfield comics. Well, some seller was selling some of the ones I need. I need 10 more and I'll have all of them and then I can read them, but the ones I haven't read. But he had buy two get one free. So I bought two and then I got one free and it was like $7 and that included shipping for 3 Garfields and two of them were 3 packs, so there's like 6 books for two of them, which is pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah. And then I'll read
Yeah,
those and sell them all in a big lot on eBay when I'm done.
yeah, that's the thing about eBay. It's like it's not as good as it used to be.
No, it's not. I don't know how
It's like
people make money anymore. It's a
I don't
buyer's market for sure. It's not a seller's market.
no, yeah, if you're trying to buy something, it is good, but if you're trying to sell something, it's gonna cost you more to sell it than it is to um than you originally paid for it, unless you bought it like at a thrift store. Like if they still had that Salvation Army yard sale, they still had
Right.
that, it would be worth it probably. But
And
if
we
you're
don't
buying,
have good yard sales or flea markets and stuff around here. They're not very good. Like when we went up to Rockford and we like hit all those thrift stores, you saw the bargains I got, like all kinds of cool stuff.
I
And
know,
I was like, if I lived up here, and there's so many more of them too. And I was like, if I lived up here, I probably could make money on eBay. But around here, I don't know if people just hoard all their shit, which I think is part of it because everybody has a house full of junk. People don't
yeah,
throw stuff away or they don't ever get rid of anything, or everybody's already selling their stuff online. Because I think people,
yeah,
because since we live in a college
and they
town,
want too
these
much for
kids
it. That's
do,
the
yeah,
thing.
they do. They
They're
want
like,
too much.
I think they're gonna get rich off eBay, so they
Right.
have
Like all these
ridiculous
people
prices on
ask me,
stuff.
like Karen asked me if I'd sell stuff for her. It's like, no, like you
And
sell
it's
your
like,
own.
yeah,
Like it's
it's
not
like
hard. Like it's
no,
not hard to do. Like I don't have time to like make a penny like to helping you out. Like, cause really I wouldn't make any money on it because you're not going to make any money on it. That's the way it works. That's what I try to tell
yeah,
people because you got to pay for the listings and all the stuff. And it's like, I don't have time for that.
yeah,
Like there's companies that'll do that for you, or there used to be. I don't know if there still are. It's like just go online, find somebody that wants to do that,
yeah.
and split the money. But
I think you can make money on eBay or Etsy or any of the online selling sites. But the way to do it, you have to have things that no one else has. You
yes,
have,
and you have to be if you have things that people do have.
but they have to want them too. It's like if
Hold
you
on,
have stuff
somebody's
that no
knocking
one's
on
heard
the
of.
door. Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Oh no, they're knocking on the neighbors, I guess.
Fucking have it on that shit. Goddamn.
Sounded like it was coming from here. I'm talking to Brando on the headset, doing our podcast. Out there all fucking day.
Literally all fucking day. From like 9 o'clock this fucking morning. People just
Yeah,
all fucking goddamn.
I think they were selling drugs. They were standing in front of the door smoking a
All
joint
right.
earlier.
Okay. This is online, right?
Yeah, I
Or
don't care. I'm
okay.
not smoking
Okay.
anything. Fuck it, let them go to jail. Maybe they'll get moved out. Just one skank after another, some nasty bitch just banging on our fucking door. I think Chris is mad because, he's trying to sleep. He's like, yeah, all
Yeah.
fucking day. It's like, it's fucking getting
So
old.
you got people going over there all day long.
Yeah, just knocking. They don't work all day. I told you there were 7 people out there earlier just fucking smoking a joint, like right in
Man.
front of our door. I could see them in our peephole. And then when I went out to get Sweetie, you could smell it. And it's like, yeah, I really miss Megan. Like already, it's been a
Huh.
week. As annoying as they were, at least she worked, so she wasn't here all the time. You got a break. I mean, I'm sitting down here with earplugs in to read a book. You shouldn't have to do that.
No.
But yeah, something's going to come to a head. Either I'm going to end up calling the management or something. Like this is bullshit. I thought maybe they were students, but and I guess we can stop the broadcast, and then
Well,
if you we
if
can.
they are a student, yeah, I guess you can if you want.
Okay, so this will be all for today, and next week we're going to talk about big business, with or without Moscow. We're going to do it. So
Okay.
okay, so
Yeah.
thanks everybody did listen out there. Thanks for listening, and
Have a good
we'll
day.
see you next week.